Hey everybody, January 12th, Sunday afternoon. Beautiful day here in northern Nevada. It's bright and sunny. Probably about 48, 50 degrees outside, so we're out in the garage for a little bit. We haven't been out here for a while, but like I say, today's a decent day, so we're going to take advantage of the nice weather. What we're doing today is we're doing a little work on our 1995 Ford Bronco. We've driven it quite a bit. Camera Girl's driven it a lot. I've driven it back and forth to work and around. It's a good vehicle. It runs great. Mechanically, it's pretty much all it could be. But the one thing that we do find, a little cosmetic stuff we're working on. And one of the things that it has, and I'll get over here to show you, is it has a pretty severely tweaked front bumper. It's been grabbed by the tires in this corner and pulled down. It's dented in there, and it's severely bashed in there, and it's pulled down over here as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that out. We've got this one, which we've acquired from the wrecking yard. That's this actually came off a Bronco that was painted up like a fire vehicle. So it's in it's in pretty decent shape. The one thing we won't be able to use is the air dam on the bottom. We're either going to have to take that off, or actually we're going to have to cut it to match these tow hooks that we have. I want to keep those. I don't want to take those off. Those are actually pretty handy things. So we'll probably just modify it and cut around them and call that good. So anyways, that's what's up today. So let's get cracking. Okay, well, one of the questions that's been asked is from a couple of my buddies on the Mumble is, how tall is this thing really? Well, I'm 6'3", so hopefully this gives you some kind of an indication of just how tall this thing is. So, sitting on 35-inch tires. It's a 6-inch lift, and actually it's got an extra inch in the back, so it's level. It doesn't do that typical Bronco kind of dip down in the back a little bit. It actually sits pretty level, so it's actually pretty good. But anyways, this is kind of to give you an idea, this is how tall it is. So yes, even at my height, I have to use the step to get up into it. Alright, so you can do it from underneath, or you can do it from up top. And I don't like work underneath, so we're going to do it this way. Okay, take these off. It puts the actual attachment bolts right there. Very easy to get at. You don't have to mess around with anything. Of course, the trick is put the grill somewhere out of the way so we won't, you know, step on it and break it, which is what I would do. These bumpers are not exactly the roughest thing in the world, and they're basically only held on by 4 bolts. And it actually helps if you get the right size socket. It's been cold here. It's cold for here, but nothing like it has been for a lot of you guys across the country. But today, it's a pretty decent day. So I think you got to take advantage of the weather sometimes when it decides to cooperate. Say there's not an awful lot that holds these bumpers on this series of Ford. I believe there was actually even a recall on these bumpers when they first came out with this style in 1992? Yeah, 91 was last year. The other. Now these two here might be easier from underneath with the is it power steering or transmission cooler? It's right there. We got this right in the way. So we'll go underneath and look at those two. One of the nice things about a lifted vehicle is it's pretty easy to get around underneath it. Just it also makes it nice too that with this, you know, West Coast vehicle, everything just comes right apart too, and that makes it kind of nice. There's brackets. There's 2 brackets here. The hardware that I'm taking off. And these brackets are actually welded to the frame. And they give you your left and right adjustment for lining up the bumper. And I can see this one here is got a little bend to it, so we're going to have to probably knock this one back into a better alignment. Okay, now the one thing you want to do when you're doing this is be very careful not to drop the bumper on yourself. Because once you get your bolts off, this thing will come right off. So, just like so. Nothing to it. So, yeah, these are both tweaked in a little bit. So, although I don't know. This one is. See what we might be able to just pull those back out a little bit with my handy dandy tool. Nah, I got nothing to fight on back here, unfortunately. Oh well. We'll go with that as it is and see what we end up with, I guess. Like I say, it's not a big deal to try some different stuff here. Alright, so those are going to be right in the way. Of course, they're riveted on, which is handy. We're going to need to trim these, I think. First, I'll try to trim it at first. If that doesn't work out for us, I'll just take them off. But I would like to leave them on. They actually don't look too bad on there. Let's see. If we're having a good day, and if we can find it, I'm thinking we can just trim it with a razor knife. Of course, keyword here is if we can find it. Here, let me take a sec. I'll find our razor knife and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so we slotted that valance. We got it held on one nut over here, slipped it up in there. And we're going to have to raise it up some, which is actually pretty easy. Get these started, and all you do is just bring it up to where you want it and tighten the bolts. We'll do this one side first. Get it roughly where we want it to be. Roughly. There. This might be easier to do from here. Trouble is, it's hard when you're by yourself to tell at what height you've got your bumper. And that's all the way. So come down just a little bit. We want it to be even. Well, as even as we can. But I don't want it tight against the valence panel if they're under the headlights. Down to there. There. Tight. Yeah. Okay. That's not too bad. Down just a little bit. Let's see if we can get this side here approximately the same. Yeah, play around with this a little bit and move back and forth, but not a big deal. I was able to actually get in here. I whacked these brackets a couple times pretty good with a big hammer, and they actually did straighten out some, which was good. Okay, gotta go up. Gotta go up some more with this one. This one's gotta be higher. It's looking pretty even, but it's just too low. not too bad right there. Not too bad, anyway. I'm going to have to, I can come up a little bit more on this side, but I'm also going to have to move the bumper this way. Right there, but I'm in on this side. So I need to pull the bumper out ½ inch or so. So I'm going to mess with that. It's pretty easy, just those 4 bolts. You can slide it back and forth. You can slide it up and down. I'm going to shut you guys off. I'm just going to mess around with it, get it where I want it, and I'll bring it back and show you the finished product. Okay, I'm back. She's all evened up, bolted down solid. Took some 4/0 steel wool and a little polish and shined it up. There you go. Much better. Put a little rattle can black on our tow hooks. We're still going to have to take at some point and trim this off, angle this out, because that's why the other bumper was the way it is, because you start getting some articulation here, and the tire will catch that and it'll push it right out. But we're not doing much four-wheeling here for the next foreseeable future, so we're not going to worry too much about that today. We did take, also I forgot to mention, I think it was last Thursday, guy came, put a new windshield in. That's very nice. So we're getting there. Little plastic dip on our fender, little wheel well guard moldings here. They were looking kind of ratty, so we plastic dipped them black. Getting everything kind of cleaned up and halfway decent. Next thing we got to find is a rear bumper. The rear bumper on this one, as that side right there, is kind of tweaked up like that. So we'll see if we can straighten it. I haven't messed with it at all. Sometimes you can, and if not, we'll just find another one for it. But she's starting to look halfway decent. The bumper was really bugging me. I'm actually glad to get that on. So that's a big upgrade for me. It's just, the first thing you saw was that old ratty banged up bumper, and that just bugged me. So anyways, there you go. That's a little project. I know we fooled around with it for about an hour. But ended up good, and that'll do it for this one. So we're gonna call that one a wrap. And we're taking, I don't know what we'll be into next. It all depends what the weather is. When the sun goes down here, the temperature drops pretty good. It's in the low to mid 20s at night typically. So, but during the day when the sun's out, it's pretty nice. We can get something like this done. So, hope everybody had a safe and happy New Year, and a happy New Year to everybody out there. And we'll mush on in 2014 and see what else we can get into. So until the next time, take it easy.